and I'm logging to command line interface. SnowSQL is the default and minus a and space. Here we have to give Snowflake account name. Okay, enter. It will connect to Snowflake account and it will ask the username and password. So once the login credentials are correct, then it will connect to successfully Snowflake account. And by default, no database, no schema selected. So use database name is DemoDB. So when the moment we give the database DemoDB, by default public also it will take. So here, so I'm looking the list of user stage, name stage and table stage. Can't remember the name. Okay, table stage. Okay, so if you want to get the list of files available in that table, then you can use list and specify the stage name. User stage. Okay, it is not getting. I think it get deleted from the staging area, internal staging areas. So if you want to remove the file, let me show you. Let me load it again. Use put file. Drive is E and the folder name is emp/emp-01.csv. So I'm loading into user stage. So the file will get loaded into user stage. Now I want to look how many records or how many files are exist in this stage. List at tell use stage. So you will get the list. For example, if we load multiple files in this stage, then you will get the list of files which are available in this stage. Okay, so if I want to remove the file from the staging area, then you can use rm command means for remove it. if you observe here in the result column, the file has been removed. Okay. And so in Snowflake Web Console, so we can only so from here we can download the file from the results, right? So here we have a limitation, maximum 16 MB. We can download it. After that, we cannot download. So if you want to download more than 60 MB of data, then we have to use get command. Okay. So first we will load it because we have already removed, right? And use the get command. Get. So from where you are selecting the file and getting downloaded into. So here the file is available in user stage. So I'm specifying the user stage name. So in any drive, whichever the drive you are comfortable, so you can create a folder. Okay, so I want to download this file into this folder level. Okay, so I'm specifying now. I have to specify the file path, file colon, and the drive is C, new underscore folder folder. So it will get downloaded. Okay, the status it is showing the file get downloaded and the file name is this one. Okay, so whenever we are trying to downloading a file, so that it will get downloaded in gzip format. Okay, so here from where we are getting the file, and this is the place in our local disk where we are trying to download it, which means in the local disk path. Okay, so here there is no limitation. So with the help of get command, we can download more than 16 MB of data. Clear? So if I double click inside, so the get command is same, and only it will symbols may vary it. That's it. Okay. Any questions here? Okay. So if no questions, then today we'll discuss about how we will create AWS account. Okay. Tile. You can search for AWS Management Console free tile in Google. So you will get the link. So you just click this AWS dot amazon.com. So you click this link. It will take you into this page. So this is here you can see, right, AWS free tile. So here you will see the option create a free account. Click on create a free account. So total 5 steps will be available. So we have to go each one by one. Okay. So the mailing address should be InEQ. So I'll take the InEQ Gmail ID. So I give the unique Gmail ID and the password and confirm password, and AWS account name. So I'll make it and click on continue it. Okay. So once you click on next, so here it will take you into the next step. So actually this AWS free account will be 12 months free from the date of creation of this AWS account. Okay, so today we are creating this AWS free account and it will valid for 1 year. Okay, so here we will get it. So this is not a business. So we are using for our personal own project purpose. Okay, so here if you want you can give full name and phone number. The region I'm selecting India, and the address I'm specifying it Bangalore. Karnataka, postal code 560066. So here I'll get the checkbox, click this checkbox and click on continue to next step. Then it will take you into the billing page. So we have to give our credit card details, either credit card or debit card details. So here it will detect very minimum amount, which means 2 rupees it will detect from our account, and after 2 working days, the 2 rupees it will they will specify 3 to 5 working days, but maximum 3 days you will get refund that amount 2 rupees. Okay. So I'm giving the credit card details. Anyone having idea Hyderabad pin code?
5,81,000.
5.
5,81,000.
Okay, so here we will ask the PAN card. So if you want, you can give your PAN card. Otherwise, you can select no. It's not a mandatory. So it's optional PAN card details. So once you verify this step, then it will ask the OTP. So once the authentication is success, then it will take you into this page. And it will ask you whether you want a voice call or a text message. So I'm selecting SMS and I'm choosing the country, region, and the mobile number. If you want, you can give the same mobile number. Otherwise, you can make a different number also. Okay, let me get it my mobile number. Okay, so it will take you into this page. So here, so it will ask it will take you into this page. So this is the basic support. So by default it will select. So this is a free in the sense we paid 2 rupees, right? So maximum 3 to 5 business working days, these 2 rupees whatever it was deducted from our debit card or credit card, that will be refundable. So if you choose this option, the secondary button, every month we have to pay 29 US dollars. Okay, so if you, this is for development support perspective, and if you want to take in the business support perspective, then they will charge $100 per month. Okay, and I'm clicking on complete sign up. Okay, so now the account is created successfully. So here I am clicking on go to the AWS Management Console. Click here, it will take you into this page. And here you click on my account. So you will also get automatic welcome email from AWS. Okay, so no need to, we won't get any activation links to our personal email account. So this will just give you the information, high level information, like from today onwards, next 12 months, this account is free for you. Okay, and how we will log in is click on my account. So here you will get AWS Management Console. So click it here. So it will take you into the login page. So here the registration email will be nsrcomtech007@gmail.com. This is the Gmail we given while creating AWS free account, right? So click on next. Five C 2BB8. So it will ask the password. So once our authentications are successful, then this is how the look and feel of the AWS login screen. And here you will get the AWS account name. This is AWS account number. Okay, so this is the unique number. It will get generated for every new registry. And here you will get the region. Okay, US East North Virginia, you will get it. So if you need any support and all, then you can click on support center. So you will get more details on this. Means not free account. So if it is a paid account, then only you will get the support from the AWS team. So this is the, I can say this is hard for the AWS. So whichever you want, you can search from here. Okay. So let's see how we will create a bucket in AWS. Okay. So when you type in the search criteria S3, then you will get it. So click for scalable storage in the cloud. So I'm clicking this S3. So in AWS, we will create the buckets only in S3 level only. So for the first time, right, sometimes it takes bit time based on our network bandwidth. S3 screen. So here I'm creating a bucket. So in the right side, you will get the option called create a bucket. Okay. So I'm clicking on create a bucket. So here the bucket name, it should be a unique bucket name. So if you give the existing bucket names, which means it will validate the bucket name whoever created with this name. Okay. So in the entire worldwide, it will verify it. Free account. If I use my bucket, so NSR Comtech or NSR 007 bucket. Okay, I'm selecting the region US East North Virginia. So here, so you guys, if you remember it, when we are creating a Snowflake account, so we select the region as US East North Virginia. Okay, so we should select the same region. So if I choose a different region while creating a bucket, so what will happen is while loading the file from AWS to Snowflake account, so it may charge more based on the volume of the data which we are trying to loading into Snowflake database. Okay, so while transferring the data or while unloading the data, so they may charge more amount. So that is the reason it is always recommendable to maintain same region in both accounts. Okay, so I'm selecting AWS region. So this is the interview question. So is there any issue with AWS region and Snowflake region? So if both regions are same in AWS and Snowflake account, then the amount which is charged by Snowflake is as per the standard format they will charge. So if the regions are different, then in top of that they may charge more extra. Okay. So keep the cost in mind. So we have to make the same region in both the Snowflake account and AWS account. Okay, so rest other things are no need to enable anything because this is a free account. So you just click on create a bucket. So the bucket is created successfully. Okay, so inside the bucket I'm creating a folder called CSV. So I'm creating a folder. I have created a bucket. So this is the bucket name and this is the folder. Inside this folder, I'm loading a file. from my local disk. Add a file. And click on upload. So the file get loaded successfully. Okay. So here, if you observe here, the copy command, the copy S3 URI. So if you click here, so the S3 bucket path, it will copy it automatically. There is the bucket S3 bucket path. So S3 is a standard even in the real time also. So this is the storage provider. Okay, from here, whichever bucket name you are comfortable, you can give it. But in the real time, in case if you are working on which department level you are working accordingly, so try to give the meaningful information based on which environment you are working. So you have to discuss with the consumer and decide which bucket name we have to give it. In case if you are working on any invoice or payment related information and that client is automobile or pharma industry, then you have to specify it the department name. So every company having their own organizational strategy. So the department name along with in the department actually what they will do. So in case if there is a invoice related, then department hyphen invoice or hyphen payment. Like that you can give it the meaningful information. Okay. So S3 colon is the storage provider, and this is bucket name, S3 bucket name, and this is the folder name, CSV folder. Okay, clear? So once the bucket, we have created a bucket and we have loaded a file into S3 bucket. Okay, so now from here, now we have to give the permissions from Snowflake account to AWS account. So for that, we have to create a policy. So what we'll do is in the search criteria, so I'm searching for IAM, Identity and Access Management. IAM is Identity and Access Management. Okay, search IAM and enter. So you click here. So this is the IAM dashboard screen. So in the left side, you can observe you'll get many options. Access management level. You click on policies. Okay, so these are the default standard policies which AWS is already created. Okay, so this is the bucket name. I'm creating a policy. So here you'll get the create policy, right? Click on create policy and click on next tag. Click on select JSON. So here we have to give the JSON code. We have to write the JSON code. So the person whoever is trying to connecting from Snowflake to AWS, so what kind of permissions we should give? Either the person can only view the file, or the person can access the file, or the person can able to read, write, and delete operations also we are restricting. So what kind of permissions we are giving here? Okay, so here I'm copying the whole code here. So this is the permissions which we are trying to granting. And here, so the action here, if you see, so this is put, get, and get object version, and get delete object, which means this is uploading access, accessing the data or accessing the file and accessing the file versions, and this is delete permissions. So these four permissions we are granting here. Okay, so here we have to give the bucket name. So the S3 bucket name we have to give it, and this is the bucket name. Okay, so here storage provider already given. Okay, so this is the bucket name, and here also I'm giving the bucket name. Okay, remember, so once you copy and paste it here, you should not throw any error messages. Okay, so now the policy which I'm creating is all permissions I'm granting, and click on next tag, and click on next. So here we have to give the policy name, NSR policy. I'm making a note, and create a policy. Click on create a policy. So it is, the policy name is created successfully. Then we have to, now we have to create a role. So this policy is one time we will create this policy, but why we are defining the role here is it will give the permissions for the Snowflake account which is trying to accessing in S3 bucket, which means so in the real time, so we will never get into this situation. So there will be a dedicated admin team, so they will give the permissions and they will create account for you guys. Okay, so once the company having some 1,000 consumers, okay, so this 1,000 consumers you are giving only, you are giving all permission. So what we will do is we will create one policy. We'll create a single policy. So in the role in the sense how many users we can, if you assign this policy to the role. So role in the sense for each and every user. So this 1,000 people you can assign at a time this single policy, so that no need to give individually creating a role, creating a policy, then assign this policy to the role. Okay, one time we are creating a policy, so whenever we are trying to creating a role, we just assign this policy to this role, so that all permissions will be granted to those many users. Clear? So here we are granting all the permissions. So if you want to restricting few of the users, then we can create a separate policy for only accessing and a separate policy for deleting permissions. So like that you can segregate it, and you can assign the roles to that accordingly. Whoever having a role for all, so the person can perform all operations. Whoever having only uh, viewing permissions, so those people can only view it. So whoever having delete permissions, they can only delete file from AWS, but these people cannot able to load a file, cannot able to view the data. Okay, clear? So now the role is now the policy is created. Now I am creating a roles. Click on roles here in the left side. Okay, so here you will get the create role. So click on create role. So here you can select another AWS account. Click on another AWS account. Here it will ask the account ID. So the account ID is nothing but Snowflake account ID. So this is the Snowflake account ID. You copy this, you can paste it here, and you will get the options, right? So here you will get select required external ID. External ID is required. So here external ID in the sense from AWS we are connecting to Snowflake account. So in Snowflake we are not sure about what is the external ID. So for time being I am specifying it 3 zeros. Later I will change it the external ID. Okay, and click on next, and here you can select the policy. So we have created a policy name NSR 007. So this policy you will get it. Select this policy and click on next tag. Click on next tag. So now we will give the role name NSR 007 role. So I'm making a note. Role name is NSR 007 role. Click on create role. So now the role has been created. So this is our role name. Okay. So now we have created a role. We have created a S3 bucket. Then we will create a policy. Then we are creating a role. So now we have to connect from Snowflake to AWS account. So in AWS account, so if I search for S3, so in S3 bucket level, we have loaded a file. Okay, so this is the file which we have loaded, right? Okay, so if you click the file, then it will give you the high level details. So we do not have permissions to view it here. Okay, so this file I'm trying to loading from S3 bucket to Snowflake account. So this is how the real time we have to do. So ideally, so the file will be available in AWS S3 bucket. So as a Snowflake developer, we will first we have to ask the bucket name and the file name. So once we have the S3 bucket path along with the file name, then we will see in going forward how we will load that file into Snowflake database. Okay, so far any doubts while creating a AWS account, bucket, policy, roles?
Can we explain about the policy? Yes, please.
Yeah, in you want the practical or the high level explanation?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's take an example. I'm taking bench example. So in the bench we having department called there will be a many departments. So quotation department, order department, goods issue department, invoice department, and payment department. Okay, so I'm taking a real time example. So these are this many departments. So this quotation department and order department, they won't be sit in a single location. Okay, so they might be sitting in a different location, and there is no physical interaction from this department to this department. So they has to communicate via digitally. So the quotation department, so what they will do is they will get the raw material from the different companies, and they will get the quotations. So which is the uh, best quotation and the quality which they are providing good quality, then they will start getting these quotations from their vendors, and once the quotations they get approved from their quotation department plant owner, then once the quotation is finalized, then this quotation they will send to this order department. So this order department, they will verify these quotations, and they will place an order to the vendor department vendor. So the metal or the raw material, whatever they need for this order department, so those many raw materials, this order department they will order it. So once the order department is ordered, then the vendor what they will do is they will send the raw materials. So this goods issue department, they will receive this order raw materials, and they will verify the quality check, any damages or the expected quality they delivered is correctly or not. So everything they will verify it. Then after that they'll start generating the billing, and this payment department will pay the amount to the vendor company. Okay, so here in quotation related information, so they will extract the data, so and they will load into AWS S3, separate AWS S3 bucket. Okay, so here in AWS they may create quotation DEPT. This is the S3 bucket. S3 bucket name. Okay, so the same way for other departments also. So each department they will create different bucket name. Okay, so here this department people whoever having AWS access, ideally this quotation department should gather only, they should interact with the vendor company and they will get the quotations, pricing, everything, correct? So these people need only, while in AWS in the policy he need only uploading permissions is sufficient for quotation department. So this order department permissions need only uploading and viewing permissions. So same way for goods issue also, uploading and viewing function. And this invoice, if you observe to the invoice, viewing permissions and delete permissions. So this payment department, what they will do is they'll just pay the amount. They don't know about raw material, whether the amount which you are trying to paying is very high or so those things they can't judge it. So once the payment is come to the payment department, then they'll just pay the amount to the vendor companies. Okay, so here they'll only process. Here viewing permissions is sufficient for the payment department. So if you are working in a quotation department, so you will never get a chance to work on all the departments. Okay, either you may get a chance to work on either quotation or order or goods issue or invoice department. Okay, some cases you may get a chance to work on quotation and order department. So that cases, whoever is working on quotation department, the complete end users can only view they can only upload permissions, they have access. Okay, so like this. So in this department, imagine some 10,000 employees. And this order department having some 12,000 employees. And goods issue department having some 8,000 employees. And invoice department may having some 5,000 employees. And the payment department may have some 500 employees. So in AWS, if you are giving a permissions to each and every user, then it is really difficult. So here in the policy, we have created AWS policy, right? So in AWS policy, we give only, here we give all the permissions. Okay, instead of giving all the permissions, we give only uploading permissions. That's it. We created a policy, and this 10,000 employees